Well, people, you know me. This is RLSH Lair. This show's about patrolling and the pre-plannings, part one. Anyways, I'm Figment.
Dark Ghost.
And Wolf.
But anyways, I had some events that occurred to me over this weekend, which I told people I'd tell a little bit about the show, and afterwards, Dark Ghost has a little bit that he has to speak out before we get on with everything. So, we're going to start this off. I have a dedicated phone line for Figment. I got a call this weekend from the local police department. Apparently somebody decided to try to protest one of the mines and climbed a rock face. I got a phone call at about 10:30 at night. Asked for an RLSH. Very rarely does law enforcement call you. The local search and rescue, the CERT program, said it was too dangerous for them to do, so they didn't do it. The fire department couldn't get their rescue equipment to it. So I was called in because no one else was willing to do it or could do it. When I went there, it was this mud bog, so I used snowshoes to cross it. Climbed up, fell a couple times, got some nice little bruises from the climbing harness, but got the guy off safe and sound. Since then, I've been contacted by one national TV news media and 3 local newspapers. I do not know how I'm going to deal with the national news media. And the papers, they're going to get a response from me actually this coming up weekend on my total plan. I think I have it pretty much worked out. Because I don't want to come across like I'm trying to peacock, but then again, it's an opportunity for us to get a little bit more exposure.
Yep.
But that's all we're going to say about that. What was that?
I said, yeah, pretty much covers it.
Go ahead and tell your little story, Ghost.
Well, for a while now, I've been in correspondence with this woman who apparently was raped, and it seems that it's been covered up. Law enforcement dropped the ball to the point where the FBI is now investigating. I mean, our local sheriff at the time this all started, is just getting out of jail to put on house arrest for a crime. And she's been looking out for, TBI for help. She's reached out. He hired at one point a private investigator. Now she's finally reached out to myself. So I want to do whatever I can to help this woman because the rapist is still in the area. And in fact, was ready at one point to ambush and take her daughter. Yes, her daughter is old enough to have a job. So at a bar. That's all I'm gonna say there. But I mean, she showed me a little bit of the reports, some of the photos that were done, and they're talking pure facts about that. The county government is hiding the fact we have a serial rapist on the loose because this guy is suspected in multiple rapes. So that's what's been going on with me of late. I'm trying to help this woman find justice, and actually trying to recruit her because think about it. Someone like her who's been through this kind of traumatic experience, what could she bring to the team? I mean, she wouldn't be the first RLSH to join up because she was a victim of such crime. And that's pretty much the whole thing there. I mean, I got permission from her to bring others into it, so I can forward everything to Figment, who's going to help with the investigation as best he can. See, that just goes to show people, since we're talking about this, you can be states away, you can still offer some form of help to your fellow RLSH.
Yes, after all, right now we are covering 3 different time zones and using off-the-shelf technology to actually hold these things for people with cheap webcams and free connections.
Yeah. Well, yours is free. Well, mine I gotta pay for.
And webcams that don't have very good video quality or sound quality.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever just happened to come on the dad burn laptop.
Once again, I'm on a Dell Vista machine.
Toshiba satellite.
Cheap HP.
Well, you're the techie. You got the crappiest thing out there.
It's also one I take out in the field, so it's not expected to be a good computer.
That's true.
I still have a working e-machine over there somewhere.
Yes. Well, before you actually get on to the show, Wolf, do you have any updates about stuff been going on in your area that we could talk about real quick?
Actually, it's been fairly quiet in my area.
Mm.
The last major thing in the, well, close to my area, just one county down, is a boat was stolen. So,
Yeah, hey, that's enough right there. That's close enough. I'd be looking into it if I were in your shoes, pal. Because they could easily take that, I mean, and try to, like, from one county to the next and try to sell it. That'd be a complete moron to try to sell it in the county to which it was stolen.
yeah, that's basically what they do around here. It's mostly small druggies.
Let me guess, like fishing boats and so forth.
Four-wheelers also, or little dirt bikes, something that somebody can grab easily, without
Yes.
having to drag it too far.
That's one thing that boggles my mind. The only body of water that's suitable for boats out here is the Salt Lake, and people have these huge bloody boats sitting on trailers like they're going to use them out here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Salt Lake isn't that big, is it? I mean, you can make
The
a
lake
small,
itself is huge.
I mean, you can get maybe a small fishing boat or a small pleasure craft out there, but not these big old boats like what you see on, like, my area for the Tennessee River.
It's 25 square miles of lake.
Okay. Oh.
And has a salt level about 4 times that of the ocean.
Yeah, that's going to run a lot of boat holes. That's going to run a lot of the holes to the boat.
And just think, almost everybody has something on their dining room table that came from my town.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what the reference to that is most people have table salt. Most table salt in the world actually comes from my town. Yep. I can see their plant from my porch.
Yeah.
He's not joking. I saw it from his porch on Google Maps.
Like Google's Earth Street View.
Yeah. Anyway, tonight's show is about gathering intel. When I first started out, my way of getting, I had nobody I knew in this area that I'd let know who's under this thing. So I'd actually utilize Craigslist. Like, hey, everyone, I'll put it in the news post looking for into this problem. Anyone got any tips they can just send my way. Hey, gotta find people on MySpace in my area that would actually talk to some wacko in a mask. Then Facebook finally died. I mean, MySpace finally died. Yeah. And now everyone's using Facebook. Oh, joy.
What? I thought MySpace was still around.
Oh, it is. It's just crappy as can be now.
I left it long ago when they started pumping viruses through their ads.
Well, how about this? Someone had fixed it where all I gotta do is try to log into my account and boom, instant virus.
Yeah. I have a feeling Facebook's going to go the same route eventually.
If that happens, I'm so done with Facebook because I do not want to go through that nightmare again.
I've already noted. I went to Facebook because MySpace got too many bells and whistles and all the viruses going around. And now Facebook is doing the same thing with pages that take forever to load and everything.
Yes.
Yes. Keep it simple, people.
Amen. I mean, come on. Figment, you and I, and even Wolf there, where the masters came in that simple. Look how some of my mask. Hell, I should build light on my mask so people can see it. Come on, this is a simple mask.
Not as simple as my terrorist left.
Oh yeah, this goes out to Figment. Allah!
Yeah, that comes from Pennyhouse head.
Now
Yes,
this
we
goes out
can
to
talk.
anyone in the community watching. You notice we're all talking smack, we're all getting along. And we got the Uber country boy over there, Wolf. He's a poster boy for country men.
Have logistics and pre-planning for your patrols. I mean, if you go out willy-nilly on one of these patrols without knowing what you're facing, like we can go Dark Ghost. See how dark colored he is on his gear? It means he's not very visible on dark streets. And just to point this out, the reason why I went with the terrorist look today is because this is pretty much what I was wearing when I did my rock climb, so I could actually be seen in the dark. Yeah, you may look like a dork, but it's a lot better than becoming road pate or disappearing.
Like this. And yeah, I'm still visible on cam, but y'all can't see me.
So not being seen is actually causes problems.
Depends on your mission at point, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, true. You can always go. I'm not saying I do everything high vis because, like, I do have options such as a ninja mask, but
yeah, so when you're dealing with gangs and drug dealers, you don't want them to see you until you're right on them, doing what you have to.
But when it talks about pre-planning for the missions, though, what gear you really gonna need to bring with you?
Well, like I said earlier, it depends on. Okay, let's focus on certain people in the community. The community can be broken literally into two main groups. They can still work together. I'm going to point that out right now. It can be broken into community, crime, and basically crime fighters.
Outreach and crime.
Yeah, and then everyone else can fit somewhere in between those two main points.
Yeah, I also don't feel you should operate at the extremes on either end of that scale.
Yeah, I mean, the reason for the dark clothes, I do mostly crime fighting. Yes, I will help a homeless man out if he needs it, but still, that's just a side mission that happened to be at the right place, right time to help. And there are plenty of different organizations and shelters in my city that's trying to help these people.
Yeah, actually, I have to give credit to Dark Ghost's area. They actually do help people who are downtrodden.
Well, I'm in the buckle of the Bible Belt, so yeah.
Well, I'm in a Bible Spur.
No, you're in a weird spur because those guys are extremists in my book.
I'm north of the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, I'm in the second most religious state in the U.S.
The Mormon.
Or as I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in, throw this out there. Anyone who's watched this movie can get it. Orgasmos people.
Yes, I am in LDS land.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The state where their idea of helping the homeless is buying them a bus ticket and shipping them out of state.
Be glad we're live, folks, but you hear some coarse language from me about how they treat the homeless up there in Figment's area.
Carry a phone and a first aid kit. Always kind of handy.
Oh, and always carry a good flashlight.
Batteries are good.
Yeah. Now me, Something I do carry on every patrol. Myself and Figment's already done videos on this. Considering I am going after some of the rougher people, before I even do this, I am going to show folks it's not even loaded. You can see right through. Here, there's a better way you can see it right through. See? Not loaded. I do not go out on patrols without this, but there's a reason for that. I'm actually going after criminals.
And you're actually licensed.
Yes, I'm licensed to carry. If you do not have the permit or the license, do not carry this, and always practice, safety. It's just like I said, yes, Discovery just said it. Take a gun safety course. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, as you saw, mine ain't loaded. That's because it's being stored.
We won't talk about how I keep mine. Yeah.
Loaded.
Yeah, I'm also one that carries a gun when I do patrols too. So
I'm just going to throw it out there because, well, I don't care. People can know I carry it. I may get downed upon because of it by some of the community, but guess what? See, even in a proper storage.
I can't show you where my lock safe is because it's in a totally different room.
Well, don't have a lock for this container yet. I'm going to get one of those small luggage locks for each side of it here.
They
for
suck.
long-term storage. Well, what would you suggest for putting on this for long-term storage so it cannot be opened?
I have a drawer safe too, so I'd recommend safe.
Yeah. Okay. But, folks, the reason I carry that when I go out, yes, I do. If I come across a drug dealer, I will confront him. If I come across a gang doing whatever the heck they do, I will try to put a stop to it. I will not hesitate to throw myself out there and say, hey, we're not going to have this going on in my city. We've had enough of it here just last month. If anyone's been keeping up with my Facebook, you'll see I've had, gosh, I think I lost count. What was it? Figment, you might remember, was it like 15 or 17 murders by guns and 4 stabbings?
You've got a fairly high number in your area.
And it's continuing. 2 of those shooting victims was a pregnant woman. One was shot in the foot, the other was actually blatantly shot in the stomach. She delivered 2 months early. And that again goes right back to Intell. Learn your city, folks. If you're going to do like me, or any kind of work like this, learn your city. Map it out yourself. Don't use the maps online. Like if you're going to focus on charity, helping the homeless, you take a map, you map out, okay, they're on this location, there's a camp, here's a camp. And even if you're a crime fighter and you know that there's a charity guy in your city, help him map those out. And vice versa. If you're a charity guy, help the crime fighter map out the problem areas in that city. If you are in the same city.
So, always know the area that you're doing the patrols in. Know exactly where the problem areas are, where the help's needed. Know what type of problems you have in the area, because you don't, obviously, if you're out there doing outreach, you don't want to go into the area that's filled with nothing but bars and biker bars with biker bar fights. That'll do you no good for outreach work.
Now, there are some exceptions, like Figment. Let's use you, for example. You're equipped to handle charity or problems such as that.
I'm equipped just about to handle everything out there.
Yes.
I'm kind of the black sheep. I do everything.
Yes. But now here's something else to think about, folks. If you go into an area and you know it's got problems, scope it out in the daytime hours. And if you're going to go at night to do patrol, because nighttime, let's face it, is when most of the real problems start occurring. And also, I'm going to warn you, it does look a little different at night. But you survey the area in the daytime, get a rough idea of what the area looks like before you patrol that particular area. Break your city down into like basically north, south, east, west quadrants, and break that down to grids.
Team, when you're going out there with more than one person, decide if you're going to be completely separate to cover more ground or get close to each other to cover each other's back.
Well, that goes back to a previous episode, which it'd be easy to find right here on this channel if you're watching on YouTube. When I work with my team, we stay within radio contact. That's one of my rules. But we also stay no more than half a mile apart. Yes, like that, like Fimmett's holding.
Just
Use
a little.
those. And you can get those at Radio Shack pretty cheap. Heck, you can get them at Walmart really cheap.
These are nasty little radios. They don't work very well, and I have about 40 of them.
The point is, you want to keep, if you're working with a team, you're all on the same type of mission, no more than half a mile distance, because that way, if there's an emergency, boom, y'all can all converge on that one spot. Or if one of the team's in distress, get to them quick.
See, that goes also into another. That's a good segue, you might say, into another concept. Is when you have somebody out there doing patrols in mask or without mask, I'm a firm believer you should have a observer that's with the group that sits back, doesn't really get involved, but watches and documents. Because when situations come down, you may need that documentation if you have to go to court.
True.
And a third point of view, which is not in the conflict, is definitely better than somebody with a body-worn camera.
Yeah. And that goes something else. Like, I mean, say you have a team. One guy has a motorcycle, one guy has a car, one guy has a skateboard. And one guy's on foot. There's 4 modes of transportation right there that can all be utilized to really cover an area pretty good.
I can do everything except for the skateboard. I'll admit it. I'd break my neck on a skateboard.
You'd be doing better than me. I'd be dead if I got on a skateboard.
I would end up hurting myself with a skateboard or skates. Skates are.
Also, this, if Dark Ghost gets on a skateboard, well, he'll become a ghost even more so.
See, I'd be more comfortable rappelling down the side of a skyscraper or dangling off the side of the building than on a skateboard.
Yeah. I mean, I had one guy at one point was going to join a team. He was semi-pro skateboarder. That was how he got his bit of income. I mean, this dude could jump a car from a flat jump on a skateboard. I've seen it. Well, some stuff happened, and he ended up having to give up that. So he didn't want to join the team because he couldn't, because he was actually weaponizing a skateboard. He found a metal skateboard deck, pure metal, like an aluminum alloy, like a ball bat or something. But he could actually weaponize that and use it like a shield or a blunt force weapon. He was actually training how to use it in that manner.
I guess you could wield it similar to a buckler. But
Yes. I mean, he was actually talking about getting a handle put on the... Okay, you know how a skateboard has that long board right here? Wheels here, here?
yeah.
He's going to put a handle here and grab it and basically protect that whole region of the body right here, of the arm. And then swing it. Boom! That could have cold cocked somebody, I tell you what.
No, it's an RLSH Lair called the ADD Hangout.
Yeah. Yes, we do jump around, folks, but guess what? Everyone in here is either ADHD or ADD. And it makes it more interesting.
We do try to bring it back on subject occasionally.
Yeah, but back to what I was saying, though. The more tactical methods you have for actually patrolling an area, the better. That's just my opinion. I mean, what do y'all two say on this?
All intel is good intel. There's no such thing as bad intel.
Yep.
Yeah. Another good source of intel. Get yourself out there, folks. Let people know you're out in your city. Of course, if you don't want to, you don't have to tell them who's under the mask. Just let them know, hey, you can do this by replying on news stories. You can do this by hanging up posters, handing out cards. Heck, just interacting with different groups on Facebook.
Or be a freak like me and have a dedicated phone line so when the police call.
Well, as you know, I do have a dedicated phone line, but I've not been putting that number out there. My email, on the other hand, it's out there quite a bit.
There is also Google Voice. They can assign you a phone number that will ring your phone, but it won't link to your phone number. So you can give out your Google Voice number, and it'll ring your phone.
Yeah, that's the way Dark Ghost runs his. It's under his Charles Kovacs alias. So caller ID will show up as Charles Kovacs.
Yep.
Mine's actually been called Centric, which runs full hosted PBX systems.
And the way I know that it's my Google Voice number, it'll actually say on my caller ID, Dark Ghost. It has a different ringtone, even a different vibration tone, which, well, pattern, which actually Figment suggested the vibration pattern, so I know when it's for Dark Ghost.
Yeah, I put a couple other people on that unique ringtone just so you can give yourself a little bit more cover.
Speaking of that, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs open. I'm printing, and I'm working on a document I have at the same time.
Huh.
Talk about
yes.
We definitely have the ADHD show going on.
Well, everyone here multitasks while doing the show, I think, except for myself. I mostly try to stay right here. And Figment, you look more like a gypsy than a terrorist when you take your hat off.
Hey, but at least you can say I can get seen when I'm on the streets.
Yeah, but here's the point. Doing my kind of work that I want to be seen right off the bat? No.
Well, it depends who you're dealing with. See, I'm one of those people that would wear a clown wig to a gunfight, so I am a little bit strange.
A little? A little?
Okay. I think Wolf is going to do something strange.
Oh, boy. Is he going to try to outstrange you?
Being in the South, I had a problem being seen at night. I got the blaze orange. This is the middle of hunting country, so we get all of this.
I'm also in the middle of hunting country. Yeah. In my backpack, I have huge blaze orange bandana to strap on the back of my backpack if I have to, too. So, yeah, I also hunt, so I do have blaze orange gear.
And I'm going to bring this up since summer is coming on. We are talking about Intell and patrols. But summer coming on, keep your eye out for kids locked in cars. I've already had one incident like that this year. Kids left in hot cars for hours.
Yeah, and when you're out and gathering your pre-patrol run, which everybody should do a pre-patrol run. I mean, they do it for weddings for pre-wedding rehearsals. You should rehearse your crime patrols, what you're going to do, how you're going to move. Helps keep your team coordinated.
Yes. Now, that actually is a pretty good point, like I said that earlier. But it also gives you another advantage. In the daytime, you can see, like, gangs mark their territory painfully, obviously, so you can find out what gangs you're dealing with in a particular area. If there's more than one gang tag, you might be in the middle of a gang war zone. That's when you have to watch your rear.
Or armor up and become a target.
Yeah. I ain't got no armor.
Oh, wait a minute. It might be a little crazy
I got that. Yeah, well.
That's something else I need to point out. When you are doing your intel for what gear you're going to bring with you on your patrol, make sure you know how to use your gear. Don't just figure the gear's going to magic talisman, which gives you ultimate protection. You really do need to know how to use it, or else it does you no good and becomes a hindrance.
And here, since we're on Intel, I'm going to say something else I always carry with me while I'm out gathering Intel or getting Intel via email or phone. Just a simple voice recorder can help you keep a track of a lot of stuff, folks.
I keep one of those on me at all times, even in plain clothes. Usually
Well,
recording.
Well, mine don't record unless I absolutely have to, but usually I do have it on me at all times. Because, folks, you can be out doing your day-to-day stuff. You can be, like, going getting your groceries, going paying bills. That can still count as gathering intel for your area. Just be mindful of what's going on around you.
Now, we're not talking about every time you go out as classified as patrol, but every time you go out, you should be prepared to handle situations. And
Well, I'm
get the
talking about
information.
just gathering intel because you can overhear a lot of chatter just by, I hate to use the word, but I'm going to, eavesdropping. Like if you have to eat and you overhear some dude behind you talking about all the problems in his neighborhood.
Also,
Was that, Wolf?
for people with teams, remember, tomorrow Sonic is having like half price of their wings.
Ooh. Yummy, yummy.
Also,
Wolf,
Sonic
stop.
to me is 27 miles.
Wolf, stop tempting me. I'm trying to lose weight to keep my Air Force career, pal.
I know. Available only in the 6-piece and 12-piece. You can't get the discount on that.
Almost more affordable for me to fly to Arkansas to go Sonics than it is to go to the local one.
Yep.
If you didn't know, I get really cheap airfare.
That's an understatement of the freaking year.
There's a reason why I don't claim I exclusively operate in Utah. I do operate all over the place, not just Utah. That also kind of makes me a little bit different.
Now, here's something else. Since we're talking about intel, you can actually get intel from other RLSH, even though they're not in your area. Like, I'm investigating a murder of a little boy. And I'm going to admit, yes, I studied the classes, but I do not always fully understand the autopsy reports. There's some people in this community who might. Figment might, for all I know.
No comment.
Or,
I am the true jack of all trades.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I dare say Figment is probably the closest thing that this community has to Richard Dean Anderson's character, MacGyver. Pick that name. Let me pick that name right back up there.
Or maybe a little bit less budget bound than, or more severely budget restricted than Tony Stark.
Yeah. The poor man's Tony Stark, ladies and gentlemen. Figment.
Now, there are a few groups on Facebook for RLSH or the Paradox Corps where we put all the intel.
That's the science division, right? Research and Science Division?
Corps Commitment. The Corps Commitment is the one where we post stuff that we try to expand knowledge.
Yeah. I know I'm part of the Research and Science Division y'all have there.
That one is for all the science and geeky news and everything.
Yeah, well, I find every now and then I do find something to put on there.
Yeah, but we also have one commitment where we post about crime and such.
Well, if you ever come across anything that relates to y'all and it can be traced back to Chattanooga, you let this guy know and he'll do his best to take care of the problem.
Then there's people like me who can't discuss everything they have access to.
Shh! You're not supposed to be telling people that much even, are you?
Hey, I can tell them a lot of things. I just can't tell them what projects I've worked on. I have a unique contract.
That's all it needs to be said. And I had another way of gathering intel. Say you're investigating a particular person. Just remember, folks, this may sound gross, but trash on the street, like when they take the trash out, is public domain, so you can go through it.
Depends on the city.
Well, I'm talking about mine, it is. I mean, someone puts their trash out to the curb to be picked up. At that point, it's considered public.
Yeah, a lot of states consider your trash public when it hits the curb. Other places consider it private until it actually gets to the dump site. So know your local where they draw the line.
Yeah, for anyone, no matter whether you're doing charity or crime fighting or anything in between, know the laws of your city, your state, and of course federal that pertain to anything you could be doing.
And anything you hear online, you can take it as a grain of salt because laws change from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing the research, get detailed. Put city, county, and state when you're asking about laws. Well, yeah, because there are a lot of RLSH that aren't even in the U.S. I mean, get that detailed when you're doing your research.
Another point of research that was just years ago that I completely forgot about was put some headphones on, don't listen to music, and go act like you're out walking around city. People will talk more loose-lipped when they think you can't hear.
Yep. And here's another one that I've utilized a few times. Go to a bar. People will tell you anything when they're drunk.
Except for me. When I get drunk, I ramble.
But I ramble all ramble. But Wolf, I've noticed that some people like you who even ramble, every now and then they'll tell you something that, I might want to look into this, or thanks for the info.
I've had counter training.
Well, you have a very unique genetics where you can't get drunk, Mr. Super Soldier Captain America.
Yeah.
Yes, by the way, folks, Figment is not only the low-budget Iron Man, Tony Stark, but he's also a mutant. He's part of the X-Men, the real-life X-Men.
Sorry, but I'm one of those guys, I can pound 3 beers and I'll be drunk. I'm a lightweight. Are you kidding? A Benadryl knocks me out.
I can drink a fifth of 151 and walk a straight line.
Whoa. Let's not talk about drinking here too heavy, because there are possibilities of young children watching this on YouTube.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not swearing. If I had, Figment would have told me to watch my mouth.
Yeah, you got in your head.
Yeah, but granted, folks, we're no saints, but we do try to at least keep this PG friendly for children who may be watching.
And I'm the high-vis terrorist at this point in time.
I don't have any hair.
Mine's falling out.
I just disappeared.
Yeah. Ghosts like to disappear. They get scared easy.
Who's scared, jerk?
Ooh.
Maybe I'll just have to burn some sage incense or something.
Yeah, that's not going to work with this ghost.
Oh.
That's Wolf there. Just throw him some bacon every now and then. He'll be your best friend.
More or less, yeah.
Bacon grease covered bacon.
I found some wood aloes incense, which is extremely rare. Right when I find it, the store stopped carrying it.
You got lucky.
This is actually from China. 100% wood aloes, or oud, or auger wood, however you want to say it.
But going back to this patrol intel.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, we try to get back on course, we fall off, but it happens.
Makes the show have more flavor.
Like I have my thoughts. But going back to the intel, is obviously also you don't want to wear the wetsuit that you may have for those emergency aquatic rescues or to wear one of those things downtown and look like somebody like Kick-Ass.
Also, carry with your little notepad.
Yes. And here's something else to think about, folks. Another good way to gather intel: listen to a police scanner. You can get them, listen to them either via computer or even on your phone these days.
I got to dig mine out. I got one of the travel ones.
I just use the app
Gives you
on
the
my
weather
phone.
and
Well, I've been using that app that Dark Ghost uses. It's actually not a bad app if your area's covered.
Yes. And if you're lucky, folks, you get both. You get both county and city.
See, I really don't have a true need for a scanner because, well, I'm Figma. I have everything. But
And if you don't, so you just imagine you have it because you are imaginary after all. Like, I need this. Ding! Oh, there it is.
But then again, I'm one of those RLSHs that's kind of odd too, because I have full access to the 911 dispatch center with my own card key, and no, not with the mask on.
Yeah, that kind of. I like to see you try that going in there with your mask on. Guys, we need y'all here. Where? At the 911 dispatch center. There come about 50 cops, cars surrounding the place. And like, guys,
oh yeah,
I have access. Here's my card.
My little rescue that I did this weekend. On Monday, I got a phone call from the police department who they want to run my fingerprints and deputize me. I turned them down because of obvious security break.
Danger, Figment! Danger! Danger, Figment!
Yeah, because also they would be thinking, well, wait a minute here, he has access to this, that. They'd start thinking really weird thoughts.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably on more government watch lists than I can shake a stick at. And we know how that works.
No, not really. Because I'm pretty sure if I was on a watch list, I wouldn't have been allowed in the Air Force.
Nah, you're on a watch list, I can guarantee it. For two reasons.
Let's hear it.
One, you've called my house. Two, you wear a mask. It means they have watched you.
Well, apparently they didn't deem that as much of a problem because they let me get in.
I have DOD contracts. So do you think my wife...
Not really.
So, yeah, people are always worried about these things. See, I'm worried about my identity now because I do things that are high risk without the mask on.
Yeah.
And if they knew I did a secondary high risk thing, it might jeopardize some of those contracts.
That's the reason for your mask.
I mean, people who say they do it to protect their house, well, to me that does no good. I've been a target since I was 16 years old.
I didn't start getting death threats till I put on my mask.
Oh, threats. Try live fire.
Well, I've had a gun in my face. Does that count?
No. Doesn't count until you're whittled while driving down the interstate because they're trying to kill you. Then they'll count for something.
Well, give me credit. I'm not you, so I do at least get some credit. Don't I've had a gun in my face. And let me explain this to a lot of folks. Figma already touched on this. A lot of stuff, okay, yeah, you become an RLSH. A lot of stuff you're going to encounter, more likely it's going to happen when you don't have your gear with you. You're not going to be in your mask unless you're going complete nutso crazy and you're wearing your mask like to sleep and in the shower or something all the time.
That's only somebody that we know up in New Jersey.
I don't think he showers. Because I hear he don't wash his suit.
Okay, we won't talk about that anymore before we get off subject.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Team captain, because I don't want to be registered. I'm already registered for a chaplain thing, and that's not good because anybody that has access to it can look up where I live. So, no
Yeah.
registering of superheroes.
Yeah, that's something else I need to point out. If you have a team go on as part of the Intell, you may think it's really cool to run as a nonprofit so you can say you're legit. The problem with being a nonprofit is all those records are public accessible. That means they can find the 3 people who are controlling it, and then they can start taking their little measuring stick and figure out who you are. It's a huge security hole for an RLSH to run as a nonprofit.
Granted, my team, the St. City Avengers, does say it's a nonprofit. That's the only way I could get a team page going, to where people in the area could view what we're doing.
And if anybody has a problem donating to your team, if they want to donate, you can remind them, according to the U.S. tax code, they can donate 10% of their income to nonprofits that do not have to be registered. There are provisions for that.
I don't ask for donations. We don't. Most everyone on my team is strictly geared toward crime fighting. We all can get our own gear. Oh, something else. Go ahead, Wolf.
If you start a non-profit and you work through a parent church that charters you, you'll be off the books. Because usually only the parent would report to the IRS for you. So it wouldn't be on record, everywhere.
Well,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Working underneath an umbrella type organization would be a way to protect yourself.
And some of us, I about completely forgot, some of us in the community, we have day jobs that we can use to gather intel at. Like I noticed one guy, he's a security guard at a hospital, but they get all the police bolos for missing and wanted persons and so forth. He can use that intel when he's in the mask.
Well, you got my past jobs I've done too. I drove cab for a long time. There was nothing going on in that city that I didn't know about.
Yeah. Cab driver is a great job for an RLSH because literally you have access to the whole city and no one's going to look twice at you being there.
Yep.
Including restricted areas. But when it comes to your planning, some things you have to consider, though, is we'll go back to the kick-ass reference. Wetsuits do not make good super suits. They're designed to insulate. You will die of heat stroke. So don't dress like kick-ass.
Exactly.
I would even say be careful with biker leather. Because in places like here in the South, just a biker jacket in the summer and you'll have a heat stroke.
You're talking to a guy, bear in mind, you're talking to a guy who used to wear a trench coat in the hottest part of the summer just to freak people out. But I at least carried something to drink with me. Bottle of water.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the desert, so heat is definitely an issue. I don't have very many dark-colored clothes.
That's kind of obvious from that shamag mask and, well, it's covered up right now, but that gypsy headband thing, yeah, well, yeah, that thing.
Oh, you're not going to mention my ruby hat?
When I first started patrolling,
hard to see colors.
What was that, Wolf?
When I first started patrolling, I used my old bike gear as part of my persona. That didn't last long here in the South.
I think the only real official picture of you has you wearing what appears to be military gear.
Yeah, that's what I went to because it breathes.
And hey, it works in your area because you're in an area full of hunters and outdoorsmen.
Well, here we go. We can talk about somebody who made a mistake with their super suit and realized later on has made some modifications with it that is fairly popular. Phoenix Jones. He went from a solid top to one that's almost completely open in the back for breathability.
Yeah, and he was wearing what, rubber? Isn't that what his is made out of?
Yeah, that's what I
Mostly.
think it's made of. I haven't seen it up close and personal.
I think it's like a latex rubber like they use for the old Batman movie.
Some RLSH use the rubber or neoprene. Most of them do not live in an area like I live because you'd sweat even in the middle of winter with that stuff on.
Yeah, this mask is neoprene.
Yeah, that's all like the is my pantyhose mask, which is actually just spandex. They don't look like a terrorist. But anyway, I mean, because it's warm in the winter and it's cool in the summer. Don't ask me how, but it is.
Yes, but I like my terrorist look, even though it's cheesy.
It even has the right color for it with that bandana.
Yeah, even though it's more of an avocado. It's supposed to be safety green, but more of an avocado.
Now, that hat, I can't really tell from the light hitting it the way it is, but is that like an orange camo?
This one?
Yeah, okay, that's the snow camo. You know what they call that?
Urban.
Urban, okay.
I have a desert camo one, too.
Yeah, I think you were on one of the previous episodes, didn't you?
No, this is one I've worn on all the episodes.
Okay.
And no, I'm not a camo. No, like I'm in the middle of the desert. It blends in like a sheepdog out here.
I used to have camo caps, but I mostly wear the bandanas. So.
Yeah. I've gone to wearing camo for a lot of things because they don't relate to any gang.
Well, I'm pretty sure even if I was wearing a red hat or something with the suit and the tie, people would not identify me as a gang member.
And my backpacks are ugly green colors. They're not meant to be stylish.
No, yours is mostly meant to be functional. Whereas I went for a more theatrical look. But it works in my city.
As long as you stand out, it works.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't stand out for a reason. We already discussed that.
Well, you stand out. You're different. Anything that's different stands out. I mean, I'll often, to stand out, I'll carry my ham radio on my belt. And people look at who don't know it's a ham radio will instantly think it's a cop two-way because it has all the nifty buttons on it. By the way, I'm still on camera, but I'm actually kind of listening to it a little bit, so I don't want anything showing there that can relieve my location.
Yeah. I mean, no one's going to be able to trace this background person. It's the wall with something covering.
Well, no, I'm paranoid about seeing what's in my backdrop.
Yeah. I mean, eventually I will have a permanent backdrop instead of just the obvious wall behind me. But that'll be later on down the road. Because, like I said, I am about to go off on July 18th for Air Force basic training. So after that's said and done, I get stationed somewhere, yeah, I will set up to have more permanent backdrop.
Yeah, my backdrop is, this is my living room, bedroom, and office.
This is one of my mad scientist labs. You don't want to know what's behind me.
I know Figment pretty well, folks, and I agree. I don't want to know what all he has there. To quote Star-Lord, there's a little pee coming out of me right now just thinking about it.
Yeah. I am the true freak. I have things that would definitely raise questions. Oh!
Then again, it might be a portal to the cartoon world or something for all we know back there. He is imaginary, folks. He's not real.
By the way, unlike some people, I am also a trained photographer. I don't use my cell phone to take very many pictures because, well, it's better than my webcam, but it's still not a quality camera. This is my camera I use, the box for it, for my cheap point and shoot. I mean, I have a digital SLR too, but
I have about $500 press camera.
Yeah.
For my investigation, when I'm investigating somebody, like if I'm trying to track their movements. I'm not going to say why I'd have to, but just in case.
I have a track phone.
Yeah. But I do have a few other toys that are on my shopping list to get soon. I sent a link to Dark Ghost concerning it, and it's fairly cheap, but it set up some really good use too. It's it's small, so it can fit in your pocket. Battery life's like 15 minutes. But it gives you the ability to do look around corners and over fences without having to put yourself in harm's way.
Yep. And yes, I myself want to quote Figment, drool, 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 drool.
Yes, but you don't drool over military bases.
I think you do a little more than drool sometimes, pal.
Hey, what's bad is I'm actually shopping for them.
Well, now let's explain that real quick. He's doing that, folks, because we want an actual main base all RLSH can use and utilize.
Yeah, so I'm looking at old bases. Go ahead, Wolf.
Oh, I said I've been on a number of military bases, and that's where I have to say sorry, classified as to where.
Communication bunkers and Atlas II missile silos.
Yeah. Because think about
and
this.
believe it or not, they are somewhat affordable.
Yes, but think about this. If we had a centralized location for this kind of stuff, folks, we could do so much more for this, not just our country, but for the whole planet, I think.
The two that I'm looking at, there's one in Kansas, and there's one in New Mexico. New Mexico is a bigger facility, but the Kansas one is actually more centrally located. You notice I'm not just looking at my local area.
A couple of them that I found. I haven't actually posted in a little while because I normally look at bunkers for sale and stuff and post it somewhere on Facebook.
Ah, I'm not the only one.
Aw, he made a friend. So now Wolf has an imaginary friend.
Yeah, pantyhose head. See, I know I got tattoos that Wolf would drool over too, except unfortunately I can't show them on live because, well, that would obviously relieve who I am.
And for all we know, some of them could be a little risque.
No, they're not.
I didn't say the location. I meant the artwork on them.
No, they're actually all kid-friendly.
Okay. I had to point that out because Will goes, ha 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 ha, doing this. I hate to say it this way, but that sounds like a witch's cackle there, Wolf.
It's better than mine.
Wow.
Oh, come on, that was...
But anyway, no, it's... When you're gathering intel, though, you need to really think about what you're going to do in your mission, and you need to plan to dress for the environment. I mean, I won't tell you how many supersuits I've seen that offer no environmental protection. They expect to go out in bad weather. Or they live in a hot climate and dress in something that you'd wear in winter. I mean, yeah, some of my gear is I would definitely not wear it anytime other than when there's deep snow on the ground. And I do have a full snowmobile suit, too, for cold weather operations. But
see, that's where wearing a suit and a three-piece suit and a dress shirt and a tie comes in. I can modify it little bits at a time and not change the look, but it still fits the time of the season.
Yes, but could you do a patrol in Nome, Alaska in the middle of winter?
Oh, that's why I was throwing the black thermals under the suit.
That would get it. You're talking an area where you can take a cup of hot coffee, pour it out at your feet, and it'll be frozen before it hits the ground.
I guess I better keep my my cold Alaska then.
Yes, I have winter gear that's capable of being comfortable. I can go camping in Antarctica in the wintertime and not freeze.
Yeah, and speaking of which, here's something else to get about Intel. Intel does not just mean what you can learn about your area. It also means training you can get. Like Figment here is offered to train me in some things when if I ever get a chance to visit him.
Yeah, I offer free training to anybody who wants to learn interesting skills.
And yes, folks, I do plan on taking him up that hour so I can become like MacGyver. I'm not just plugging that. I really want to be able to have that kind of knowledge. Do what?
I'm not going to show you where he lives.
I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about the skills he had, the skill set. I'm referring to his skill. Yes, I want that kind of skill set eventually.
So you're telling me you don't want to meet Richard Dean Anderson now?
I'd be glad to meet him. I promise I'll try to fanboy out. I just would like to learn the skill set of the character he portrayed in the, what was it, 80s?
Yep.
Mid-80s, wasn't it, or was it early 80s?
Went on from, in the 80s all the way up into the 90s, actually.
Yes. But I want that kind of a skill set because, folks, I don't care what you carry. Gun, knives. I don't care if you carry a sword. The best weapon you have is in here.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit before we wrap up. For those who want to better themselves in the RLSH community and have a better skill set, go to college, take a physics class. Don't even necessarily go after a degree, but take physics. Physics will help you out more than any other class you will take in college.
I'm actually considering that since Uncle Sammy is going to help pay for some of my education.
Yep. They are.
And to any young person out there who's in RLSH and is also thinking about the military, I actually told my recruiter about what I do. He knows I do this, and he's fully supporting it.
But actually, it's about time to wrap this thing up, so I'm going to let you guys know this is next week. We're actually doing the second part of this long thing, which will actually be covering the patrols, where we'll talk a little bit about debriefing and briefing before the patrols and how to unwind after patrols so you don't overstress yourself.
Okay.
So, anyway. Say night.
Good night, everybody. Have a good one. And stay safe and stay smart.